Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84. I was having a little bit of a tidy out of my cupboards, and I came across a couple of tins of these which I'd forgotten about, and it made me think that it might actually be quite an interesting video to have a look at the shelf life or longevity of tin fruit and see how long it stays edible. Now, the reason I say that, and we've all done it, you leave things in the cupboard, at the back of the cupboard, and you don't realise they've sort of gone past their use by or best before date. Now, I actually bought these maybe nearly 2 years ago from My Exotic Fruits on a clearance sale, and the reason that was because they were nearing the end of their best before date. Now, that's what I wanted to talk about here. Obviously you can see these are pink guava halves. Now, there is quite a crucial difference between use by dates and best before end of dates. Now, obviously if you buy something that has a use by date on it, whether it's a loaf of bread, a fresh piece of meat, fresh fruit that you've bought from the supermarket, they'll invariably have a use by date, well, certainly on things like meat and poultry and things like that, because they simply shouldn't be eaten past that date, although there is a little bit of a leeway perhaps for a day or so. However, quite often there are a lot of things like tinned items, and I'm hoping you can see that in the reflection. This says BBE July 2022, best before end of July 2022. Now, the reason they put things with best before dates on is obviously it means that in a lot of cases you can eat these products past, especially if they're sealed and haven't been opened, well past the best before date. So obviously if you've got things like eggs and you keep them in the fridge, bread, milk, they ask you to rely on your common sense. So obviously if you've got a tin of food like this and you open it up and it smells okay and it looks okay and it's not mouldy, then within reason you should be able to eat it. There's always a risk. The longer you leave things, the higher the risk, but because it's a sealed tin, I thought it'd be fun to open this, because I'm filming this in May 24, so this is almost 2 years past its best before end of date. Now, what sometimes happens, especially with fruits like pink guava, is they'll discolour inside. They won't have the pink freshness. They'll be pink with a little bit of greyish to it. But what I thought I'd do is open these up and have a look, just to see if they were still edible, and if they look and smell edible, I'll taste them for you. So let's open up the tin and see. The tin's in good condition. It's not got any damage or dents on it, which is always promising. I'll see if I can manage to open the lid on it. Easier said than done. And then we'll have a look inside. Okay, now at first look, I've got to say I can't very well tilt it because obviously it's going to pour out. I think what I'll do is I'll spoon a guava half out. I've got to say, at first look, let's see if we can show you, this looks absolutely fine to me. Smells fine, so we'll taste it and see what happens. Now, these are preserved in syrup. Now, that is 2 years past its best before date, and they taste absolutely perfect. Now, I would obviously not normally suggest eating stuff that age, but I have found that tinned foods, because of the way they're sterilised when they're tinned or canned if you're American, tend to stay fresh. If they're done correctly and sterilised properly, will stay edible for months or even many years. I think there's stories of cans of food being found on ships that had sunk, 20, 30, 40 years later, and when they were opened up, the food was still edible. So but I thought we'd try and see, because I thought it was a bit of fun. As it is, it was showing a finished by date. Of course, once you've opened it like that, you really need to get it in the fridge and then use it within a day or so, because it deteriorates very quickly once it's open. Tastes fine to me. Obviously, if you don't see any more videos from me after this one, you know it wasn't fine. But hopefully you will see me in some more videos. So thanks for watching. That was a 2-year past its best before date of... Sorry, it froze there for a second. 2 years past its best before date, and those are pink guava halves. The company's called Trout Tool, and I bought those from My Exotic Fruits. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, share the video if you think it might be useful to anybody. Please subscribe to my channel, and remember to click on the bell if you'd like updates on new videos when they come out. I'll catch up with you all soon, I hope. Brett out for now.